What is up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. We're in Corel Prison. This dude is following us. So, I don't know if any of you have ever seen the movie Prison Break. Because I haven't either. I just know that that's a thing. Apparently this place is heaven according to these guys. Which, you know, to be fair, compared to some places in the Final Fantasy VII universe, this isn't that bad of a place to be, you know? Maybe it's just me, but, you know, yeah, you gotta work while you're here, and you're kind of stuck in this place, but you're fed, you're safe, you have entertainment in the form of what we're gonna learn right away. We gotta go talk to Mr. Coates here, who is, hey, I was lying about the internet, because I know the whole internet joke is, oh, Barret's the only black guy in the game and he's a terrorist. Well, no, the good news is there's another black guy in this game. The bad news is he's the head pimp at a prison, so I don't know if that's better or worse. But no, as you read here, if we want to get out, we gotta do some chocobo racing. I don't know if you know about chocobo racing, but apparently chocobo racing is very popular. So that's cool. But we got some enemies. So we got a bandit. They'll steal your items, but if you kill them before they flee with your item, then you'll get them. You also have Two-Faced. Not to be confused with Two-Face, the guy from Batman, who can either heal you or damage you depending on your luck. I don't think I ever really got... Also, I love the fact that this dude stole my weed. I don't think I ever had a big problem with him getting like not falling onto his white side and healing me. Like, I don't know, maybe I just got lucky, but we'll see. So I tried Mini there to show off what Mini does, and sadly, straight up, I couldn't. But he escaped with my weed because we didn't kill him fast enough. Mini is a status ailment in many Final Fantasy games that makes the enemy small. And what it does is it actually cuts, I think it just cuts stats is what it does. Which can be seen as very bad if you're, you know, really, I think the scariest status ailment in any video game is cutting stats. Just that phrase of cutting, because it implies like a good chunk is taken off, because really a character's only defined by their stats. Also, hey Barret, he's complaining that we're here, despite the fact that, like, we really can't do anything about it now. But it turns out Barret's not bad after all, because of course this is his redemption plot, if you will, you know? So, this is pretty much Barret's big ol' hero bit number thing, which is good. Every character has to have something like that, because that's what JRPGs are defined by, is characters overcoming obstacles individually, because there's nothing worse than a character in an RPG who doesn't really do much and is just kind of there, you know? But here we get to hear that the man with the gun on the arm isn't Barret, even though he does. But there's totally one other person in the world with it. So, that's interesting. Someone named DYNE. And I don't know why, I really love the name DYNE. D-Y-N-E. It just, maybe it's because of, like, Persona and how that's, like, the highest rank for stuff. I guess it'd be like someone be named, you know, something Aga in something else, because then it'd be like Final Fantasy. I don't know. It's really weird to see Barret with two arms, though. I mean, mind you, literally all they do is they take off, like, 2 polygons off of him to change it. But, it's still weird. But, yeah, no, kind of sucks when you leave and everything's gone wrong. I guess that brings up a moral debate. It's like, if you not being there causes something, is it your fault, technically? You know, I don't know. That's also, look at him dancing to avoid being shot. That's actually kind of amazing. Also, these dudes went to the Stormtrooper School of Shooting. Actually, you know what? I say they're probably worse than Stormtroopers. Or better. No, because, I don't know. Scarlet here is a character, though. I don't think I know of many other places where Scarlet appears yet. At least where I'm at in the story. So... But as you can hear, they're still firing at these two characters who are stuck. So yeah, no, they are worse than Stormtroopers. They finally did it! And that cutscene really doesn't work well in the PS4 version because they didn't time it exactly right. Which is fine, but kind of crazy that, like, yeah, there goes his arm. I mean, it didn't cut off his arm, it just made it stop working, and then from there he cut it off, got an artificial one, then he's like, no, I'm not gonna get the artificial one, I'm gonna get the, get a gun, because, I mean, to be fair, if I had the choice between an artificial arm and, like, something cool and functional, maybe it's just me, but I'd get the cool and functional thing. Then again, that's probably the dumb decision also, so... but yeah, no, we get a pretty major drop in story, which is, it's not bad. The stuff you choose here does change your date side quest stuff, so be careful with who you choose, of course. Yeah, right here, so you get to choose. Depending on who you choose, it will change. So as you can see, I didn't actually look who I took. Doesn't matter. But be careful, because, like, if you go for Aerith, then she gets, like, 10 points. Aerith is the one you're supposed to go on the date with, so therefore it's the easiest to accidentally give her points. So be careful. All the other ones are, like, +3 and 2, so now basically we have to go and find where this DYNE might be. So we can explore a bit first, and I do think I get a little lost here because for some reason this area just really confused me for a sec. It's not too bad though. I gotta say, I'm really not a fan of the song here. The weird sort of whistle thing. And I guess the whole point of it is it's supposed to be, like, lonely and stuff, and it works for that. We grabbed Yuffie here. So that's fine, I like Yuffie. Plus, we haven't really gave Yuffie some play yet, so that'll be good. It is kind of nice to have Barret back with us, but as you see, we got Cure again, which is kind of nice. But we need to go and find the way to get out. And there's only one real way to get out, and that's by going across the quote-unquote endless desert. Which is kind of a staple for Final Fantasy, I think. A lot of them have, you know, desert areas, and they all kind of function the same, where it's like they're really big until you get something that can help you cross it, you know? So there's in this one, I think in Final Fantasy 1, when I did the Let's Play of that. If you haven't watched my Let's Play of Final Fantasy 1, it's actually super cool, because I played that one truly super blind. And it was an experience and a half. I would recommend you go check that out, and that's not me, you know, sucking my own whatever. I actually think that it's a cool sort of experience, if you will, and I still don't know that there's like 10 save slots in each of these save slots yet. I learned that later. It was in Final Fantasy. I didn't play any. I've never touched 2. I've barely touched the DS version of 3. I played a bit of 4, not a lot. Also, you can sleep in the cab, which is kind of I'd almost say it's a secret, if not for the fact that you can use the pad to see it. What else was there? There's I've been playing again 5, because I love Final Fantasy 5. It's my prototypical Final Fantasy game, if that makes sense. And that one definitely has a desert that has that exact function, although the way you get around it is one of the most creative things ever, especially for a game of its era. Final Fantasy 6 has the desert right at the beginning, actually. 7 has this one. 8 is the only one I have physically. Also, the gate's open, if you notice. 8 is the only, like, original Final Fantasy game I have in its physical original state, which kind of sucks because that's the one that I need to play more 8. It's just I don't know if I love it or not. Every time I play it, and it's like, here's how you do the GF system and junctioning magic, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this. 9? Does 9 have a desert? I can't think of a true desert in 9. I think it might just be on the world map. As you can see, I'm very, very, very lost here, because I didn't see the very clear gate that I had to go through. But it's fine, because I think I'll get some more items along the way. Final Fantasy X definitely has a desert. I've played through more than half of 10, but I haven't beat it myself. I have the PS3. Is it the PS3 versions? Yeah, I have the PS3 versions, the HD ones. I have not touched 10 too, because I wanted to try and beat 10 first. But I might just play 10 too, because I've heard the battle and everything. The dress sphere system is very similar to 5, which, hey, I'd be down for. 11's an MMO, and honestly, this will apply to 14 as well. I cannot touch MMOs. They really rub me the wrong way, because I hate human interaction in video games, which sucks. Also, subscription-based stuff, not a fan of. But hey, look, we can actually escape now, so let's go there. Final Fantasy 13. Go watch my live stream archive of that if you want, because you'll see what that's like. And 15, I think 15's totally confirmed to have a desert. It was in Kingsglaive, Final Fantasy 15, which is a decent movie. I still do recommend you go see. It's better than Advent Children, but still a kind of, it's a dumb hokey action movie, really, and that's all you need. So this section, boy, if I didn't have the speed up and no encounters, this section would suck. As you can see, we found one place that's different. Oh, look, we're in a new area. I think, do I turn off the no encounters? Yeah, I do, because I want to find what we got here. Because we got Rollerballs Mini. This has Mantra Magic, which, if you don't know, Mantra Magic is an enemy skill. Enemy skills are the most broken things in this game. It's a little, daunting to think to yourself, man, what enemies will give me the enemy skills? You know, it's also, here's Grease Lightning. It's a really boring move. It's like, what enemies will give me these skills and stuff? It's like, because there's so many moves in the game, it's like, how are you going to know? But the really cool thing is that literally just by having the materia on you, you can learn it. So if you just leave it on with you through the game, you'll get some good skills out of it. But to get the best enemy magic, which we will do eventually, there's one point where I actually go off screen and grind for a couple enemies, because what you need to do is you need to use the manipulate materia, and so as you can see, we got Mantra Magic. Now, we only got it on one of our enemy skill ones, though, sadly. I don't think I go back and get the other one, but it's fine, because Mantra Magic is not the best one. There's one enemy, or a couple enemy skills that are very clearly the most superior ones, which you want to learn. So yeah, I use Manipulate to get some of the best ones, and oh my god, they break the game. They are some of the best things ever. They almost feel like cheating. But hey, it's DYNE. What's up, my brother? It's been a long time since we've seen each other. Oh, that limp doesn't look so good. Also, hey, nice, sniper rifle arm instead of a big Gatling gun. That's kind of cool. I can live with that. Oh no, also I don't know if you noticed earlier when he said it, but Marlene is not Barret's, which you probably could have been able to tell from a distance, but it's a thing still. So DYNE's kind of crazy. I get it. Both him and Barret are parallel characters who follow pretty much like a very similar arc and stuff. But then it just goes to show the differences of the characters. Really, this is pretty much Barret being Captain America and DYNE being Bucky Barnes, including the whole gripping on and falling into the ravine thing, to the point where DYNE actually kind of physically resembles the Winter Soldier. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But now, mind you, Captain America could not fire missiles at the Winter Soldier. Because we got Mantra Magic, Barret has gained the ability to fire missiles. Also, yeah, hey, your daughter's alive. What's up, man? It's okay. We're all cool. It's a very weird skill that I will love to see if they try to explain for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't think they're gonna. I think a lot of people are thinking every single system from... Oh, we gotta fight. I think they think every single system from Final Fantasy VII will be brought back, to which I know that's not gonna happen, because it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be a retelling of the game, so that's okay. So Barret and DYNE gonna have their bro fight, gonna have their rival battle, bring in the Street Fighter 4 announcer, now fight your rival. And because it's the key moment and stuff, you can't have them interfering. This is a one-on-one battle. You better become prepared. Also, the parallel's kind of ruined considering I have a giant hook for an arm, which is fine. It's cool. But it's okay because we still use Big Shot, which looks cool in the clock because it fills it up. Also, DYNE, you don't look so good. But I guess his is just kind of like a multi-tool, kind of. So yeah, it's let's try this. Mantra Magic. Fire the missiles right out of his ass. Yeah, ass missiles. 120 damage, which is pretty good. It's cool. This is definitely a cool, I wouldn't say super memorable fight, but it's an important fight for characterization. And really, so long as you remember to heal and do all that stuff, you'll be good in this fight. You build up your limit break very quickly. Honestly, if you just keep healing, we came a little close here, but if you just keep healing, you'll keep getting your limit break too, and that'll easily be able to beat him, So, it's not super tough. Don't worry too much. I am going to heal here just to sort of rebalance it, Sometimes you want to heal twice. Make sure you get that full heal, because when that HP's at full, boy, it feels good. And there it goes, once again. Lost to the annals of time. But this isn't too tough. Mind you, even using all the stuff that I have, it's not cheating to just spam your limit break, Which I do. So Dude Bro didn't super do that well. And Barret gets a nice little chunk of experience and AP, which is nice. So it's recommended that you actually use the W machine gun, which I don't know where to get right now. Silver armlet from Kashith. Restore materia, steal for dexterity, throw for vitality, and cover for vitality. That's the recommended set, but you should be pretty good, honestly. But yeah, no, this is an important story battle, and I can really appreciate that, honestly. Not all bosses need to be a test of where you are in the game, but it's better for them to have thematic reasoning, because Lord knows in Final Fantasy games there are more than enough bosses that are just random and out of nowhere, So I'm happy. And again, it's parallels is a big key part of Final Fantasy VII, and the parallel between Barret and DYNE is a major one. I mean, you could be super boring and be like, "Oh yeah, it's the black and white." Literally, don't do that. It's okay. And I mean, even look at the symbolism of the two crosses in the background there, and now the rays of light. It's pretty obvious, I And it's fine, honestly. I'm totally fine with obvious symbolism. I know some people are like, if it's too obvious, then what's the point? And it's like, well, then everyone can understand what's happening. But I'm sure there's even people who might have overlooked that. Because, I mean, the way the backgrounds are in this game, sometimes they turn into just a big mess of stuff. Like, I cannot even tell what is on the walls in that room beside there. But it's cool. It's cool. So, that's Barret's story. He's never going to talk for the rest of the game. He doesn't need to. He's completed his everything. Just kidding. There's actually a little bit more, which is nice. The characters don't just have one story, which is good. So to get out, we got to get through the Chocobo race. So, yeah, DYNE is no longer the head honchos, so we can just do what we want. Did you kill DYNE? Well, you could say that. Ha ha ha. No, it's not really. I mean, you could technically say he was dead long ago. But don't say that. Because, I mean, of course, even if you fought, they're still friends, you know. So we got to learn to ride a Chocobo. So the Chocobo racing minigame is very infamous for Final Fantasy VII. To the point where I kind of knew about that more than I knew about 7. Because of the whole breeding system that you need to do and the rewards you get. So I don't know, like at this point I haven't touched any of that right now. You know, it's like I just have my, also he's got to deal with Dio. That's still hilarious. I always forget that his name's Dio. Like I haven't touched doing any of the Chocobo riding stuff or Chocobo breeding. I honestly, it's funny when it comes to mini games in Final Fantasy, like subsystems, a lot of them I never touch. And it's not a case of I don't want to. It's usually a case of I don't know how to. You know, it's like I don't know how to start with Chocobo breeding, or I don't know how to start with any of that stuff, you know? I mean, I get it. You're supposed to go and use the Chocobo materia to get them, and then use that to bring them to the stables, and I don't even really know. It's complicated, but you know what? It's fine. I've been using a guide for this, so I'll get to a point where it's like, we highly recommend you do your Chocobo breeding now to get this. So it's like, yeah, at that point I'll be good. And we get to see a nice little elevator shot here. Just a focal point drawn elevator. So I'm kind of skipping this because it's mostly just like, it's fluff. Especially because, I don't know if you know, there is totally a cheat for Chocobo races. If you hold R1 and R2, your Chocobo stamina gauge will refill. And, like, apparently that's kind of broken. I don't know. Like, is that supposed to be known? Or is that, like, kind of a secret? I don't know. But in this area here, you might see that shining red materia. You're probably going to want to grab that. Any red materia, it's good. It's the good stuff. It's summon materia. So that's good. I remember when Final Fantasy VII's stage came out for Smash Bros. People were like, why is all the materia red? You can't even tell what one you're going to get. And I'm like, well, that's because the materia, all summon materia is red in Final Fantasy VII. And someone got mad at me on the forums. Because that's what you do when Smash Bros. Is coming out. So that's fun. I do like the number of Chocobo remixes that exist. You know, it's really nice that they made like a theme for it and then just straight up said, we're going to use this in every single video game ever. So we got, I'm going to apologize now. I've always called him one thing that apparently is totally wrong. I called him Ramu. But it's Rama. It's not Ramu, because it's Ramuh, which should totally be Rama. But I think Ramu sounds so much cooler. So like I say, I do apologize if I call him that. You know, that's one of those things that you called it as a kid, you know, and you kind of have to stick with it. And the better thing is being correct. I don't think I've ever actually heard his name said, but, here we go. I guess something that's really interesting is the automatic sequence and manual operation thing in the corner, because it's in Japanese. And I mean, yeah, it's like it has the English, and it might have had the English in the Japanese version too, and they might have just thought, whatever, it's fine, leave it. But I think at the time they were really pushing to remove Japanese text in JRPGs and stuff, so I'm surprised that passed localization. But that's fine, no one's gonna complain. But as you see, you can hold the buttons and you refill your stamina like I'm doing, and then you can just mash circle to speed fast and you Sonic your way to victory. It's cool. I don't really know why you need to go into manual operation, aside from you could probably cut corners better, which, hey, that's like important, but it's not super needed. This track is insane though. Like, is this implied that this is inside of the Golden Saucer? This entire space thing? Like, what does it mean? But we did it. And I'm very, very happy they play the full version of the Final Fantasy Victory fanfare. Because I'm going to be super honest, the one that's in Final Fantasy VII, I am not a fan of. I don't know why they cut it and then just did the second part. I don't really like it. I'm not a fan. But it's okay. It's fine. Dio's there. He's cool. We cool with Dio. Dio and us, we're utter bros again, So he even gave us a car, or rather a buggy. A buggy that we're going to name Clown. P.S. I recently met Sephiroth. Oh, boy. You didn't see, but when I said Clown, I pointed at you that you probably didn't even notice. So yeah, if we get a Chocobo, which you can do, same method, I'm pretty sure, of getting it with, the other thing. You can do him here and do the race and win prizes, and you need it for some super rare materia. But we got the buggy. The buggy is the first vehicle of the game. There are many vehicles in the game, and they all control like utter garbage, which is really sad. But this one it's good because you get less encounters in the field, not none. So this one can cross the desert and shallow rivers. But as you can see, you still do get into fights. You're not totally out of it. Got some things here. I don't even know what they are. But now that we got the buggy, this is the part of the game where it does recommend that you go out and return to the first continent and use the manipulate materia you got with ya boy Kashith, and try and get some rare enemy skills. And honestly, for the most part, none of them are super hard to get. It just takes a little bit, and if you're playing, also, hey, we're going to use Shiva for the first time. Or Shiva, rather. I say Shiva, but the pun is that it's supposed to be Shiva. Like it's freezing. Not the Hindu god of war or whatever. It doesn't, if you have the PS4 version or even the PC one, it doesn't take super much effort to go do, so I do recommend you do it. That's what I'm going to do, and the rest of the game will be piss easy. So, thank you all for watching, guys, and next time we'll be back as we go get some new enemy skills and then continue on to our journey. So we'll see you next time, my dudes, for Final Fantasy VII. Ciao.